Hello and welcome back to the Voice of Metal. I am so happy and so excited that we have over 100 people that have followed and subscribed to the channel, which is awesome. But we definitely need a lot more people. So please tell people about it so that we can get going on this because I want to make this happen. I want to make this huge. So I don't want that whole thing um, to be a certain way where we don't get something going. I want to try to make this work. Part of the reason why I started this channel in the first place is there's one underlying thing, but one is I enjoy metal, just like you guys do. Two, I think a lot of it has to do with family and community, and I want to make sure that people know that metal is much more than just um, you know what it sounds like. It sounds like heavy and rough and stuff like that, but there's a lot more to it than that. And I think that that's the one thing that people don't understand, and I think we need to bring that out so people can watch this and say, hey, look, I've seen the channel, I love it. I'm getting to know the artists themselves. I'm getting to realize that they have hopes and dreams of being successful in the music industry and having a good time and being a part of a community and this, that, and the other. So to me, that's what it's all about. Because to me, if we don't have that, then we don't have much of anything. And it's like Chad was saying before about things in one of the concerts that I went to is that sometimes we have to pick up our neighbors and get to introduce each other, get to know each other and stuff. And really, quite frankly, when I've seen that before, where there's another concert where we had all these lights that were going on and taking this whole it's presence of the community, because here I'm in the middle of this concert hall, right? And I need to show a little clip of that. Is all these lights from all these phones, and it's so wonderful. And Chad, on this is another concert I went to, he was saying that we should get to know each other next to us, to the right of us, to the left of us, to the front and the back, shake each other's hand and stuff like that. And if somebody falls, pick them up. That's what it's all about, people. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I want to make sure that we get to know the people behind the music, not just their music itself. But I do want to get in on that a little bit. But I also want to know what motivated them to create a certain song, this, that, and the other. I think that's important, because the fact that, to me, without the story behind the music, it makes it kind of hard for us to understand and follow why they did what they did, what was their motivation, what's the creative juices flowing. Because I know some of the bands I've heard where they've had prior family, or experiences in their life. I should say family, but just experiences. So I'm hoping that maybe with that I can create something special, to get to know each one of the people that we all know and love, because I think that's important to know that. Sorry, I'm messing with something here. My screen got messed up on me. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that's the main focus. And I know with James' new album, I think it's the 72 Weeks, I think is what it's called. Basically, it's the first 18 years of a person's life and growing up. And I think that we all have had our points where we went from probably, music that we loved as a kid, like a little kid, like, the Farmer in the Dell and all those little songs that we used to pick up to get us into music in general. And then we got to listen to some other music later on, like maybe pop music and stuff like that, like family members. Or maybe you had family members that got you in the middle right off the bat. See, I didn't have that influence, but later on, I kind of did when I was talking about the difference in types of music that I listen to. I started off with kind of a rock, then it's kind of a soft hair metal band of the early '80s to the really hardcore kind of stuff. But I went from Metallica to this to that, Headbangers Ball to all these different groups like Biohazard and all this other stuff. And I'm even learning even more about some of the old bands that I didn't even know existed, or I did know they existed, but I didn't know that much about them. Which actually, I hate to say, I know like two of them. Well, like Flossom and Jetsam was one that I just recently heard about, unfortunately, because they have some really awesome music. And I think it's sad that I didn't know that, because like Smoked Out is like one of my all-time favorites now. Death Angel has some really good stuff. Even some I knew about Testament, but I didn't hear much of their music because they weren't a whole lot on Headbangers that I know of. I think there's a few songs. Biohazard was on there a little bit more. Gore, I definitely heard Gore when I was younger. I didn't hear a lot of their music, but a few other ones. But just so you know, I want to go from the metal and go a little bit wider out there. Maybe some other bands that maybe might not be quite so metal. So that way, it is about metal, but I want to expand on that a little bit. Try to get to know some other people that might be influenced or they're kind of into that a little bit, the metal scene. I think that would be good. So hopefully we'll have some of them on here. I do know a lady that I think may actually come on. She is a very talented artist, Lux Lawless. Sorry, I want to make sure I said that right. I mean, it's not her real name, but that's what she goes by with her music, which I think is really cool. And Glass, so check it out. Check out her stuff. It's really cool. I'm hoping to get Bloody Wood on here. That would be sweet. I've also talked about the Insulter. I still think, boom, they're gonna be huge. They just got to get things going. I think then they'll be all set. So while you're watching this, you will actually hear their name, check them out. But there's two different Insulters, so you know. One is got a really fairly fancy logo, and the other one's kind of rough. The rough one is the gentleman that I'm talking with now. I don't even know his name, to be honest, so I have to find that out. But yeah, I never have asked him. But he was trying to ask about a label in the U.S., and I said, well, I know of labels, I know their names, but who to get to talk to in order to get to know that person, that's a whole other ball game. I'm not certain about that, so we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, it's rather interesting. Some of the stuff that I don't know, but I would like to help him and some other people. I know she was talking about DistroKid, which is kind of like what he's already using now, so it's not going to help him get into a label, I guess. But the thing is, a lot of bands I think that I know of are actually starting to do more independent stuff, kind of like Metallica is with their label. I think there's a couple other major bands that are doing the exact same thing that they're doing right now, because it frees up that creative process. They're not under contract, strains and things like that. Like, oh, you got to produce a certain amount of records and blah 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 time. And I think that's important. I think that actually having that would be beneficial for not only the artist but for the people there. But I also want to stress my concern with certain bands. I've been saying this all along, and I want certain individuals to know, and they'll know who it is what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna get into names, but singles. There's one like 3, 4. See here. I think 4 or 5 singles that they put out, and I don't think they're getting the traction. The first couple were fine, but the last couple they've done, I don't think they're getting the attention that they hope to get. And I said it before and I'll say it again, singles and covers, especially when you're getting close. You should be putting out a fourth album instead of a single. That's my thoughts on it, but that's me. You know, if you don't want to listen, hey, whatever. But I think that's very important. Bloody Wood, when they started, they basically did a lot of different singles and covers, which is fine because they were just starting off. They weren't up there yet, and these guys have basically gotten almost close to this other band. I think they're only 5,000 people short of active listeners on Spotify than this other band that I was talking about, and they've put out one album in the last well, their hasn't even been out probably close to a year now, and I think they've been on YouTube for maybe 2 to 3 years before that. So roughly maybe 4 years out of a 10-year span that the other band has, and they've got 5,000 less people than what they do. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. That you that's what I want to talk to the artists about, because when they're on here, I want to hear the music, kind of get to know them, and say, okay, I like this, I don't like this about it, and also I want to know more about you and your creative process. I think that's very important, because to me that's a major thing when it comes to music, that you don't. People just don't understand. It's one of those like, oh yeah, do we uh, do it this way or do it that way? Um, I think that's important. As far as like the type of music, what it sounds like, how many songs are, basically have an album versus a single. I think that's a huge deal. Um, Not saying that's a bad thing necessarily, but I think that shows that you're committed, that you have, a solid, I guess, just an album. I guess the album I think makes a huge difference. If you're not committed to it, then don't do it at all, because to me it seems like you're wasting your time by just doing a bunch of singles. No offense. And that's just me. That's my personal opinion. So but anyway, I don't want to take too much of your time. I figured I'm talking probably long enough for right now, but if we got some people to interview, it'll be definitely a lot longer than it is right now. So I want you to know that. I do appreciate everybody that has subscribed. And please, 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 please also hit the like button. Headbang the like button, right? Oh, yeah. There you go. I wasn't in frame. Anyway, so yeah, I would love to have all you guys do that. The more likes, the more subscribes, the more following, everything, whatever it is, headbang it, do that thing, and hopefully we can get this channel growing even more so. And also, I want to thank some of the people that have been making comments. I appreciate each and every one, especially one in particular, and you know who it is. So if you're listening to me, you know who you are. It'd be so cool. It's awesome. So I try to reply back as much as I can, and also I appreciate the likes back of what I comment on, because I'm still getting new to this. I'm still learning some things. I'm trying to do kind of like 2 different cameras here. That was kind of a thing that somebody said you need to do that so you have engage the audience more or something, or make it more interesting so they're not bored, because heaven forbid if the audience is bored, right? Anyway, but hey, once I get enough people on here, guess what's going to happen? If I can get enough before I go someplace, who knows, maybe I'll get a little live feed. Maybe not a very long one because I don't want to get in trouble, but of some of the concert, maybe playing in the background, the audience, the people. Actually, it's more about the people than just the band, but that's what it's all about, the band. Well, the band's important, of course, and the people that are in there, and it'd be kind of cool if I could actually talk to them in general. So I am planning on going to a very specific concert later on in August. So hopefully we'll get everything squared away for that. And also, Obituary is coming to Denver, and I'm hoping that, and another concert, I'm trying to remember who it was. Actually, Cradle of Filth's coming to Colorado Springs. I know that. And there's, what was it? Oh, oh, Sacred Reich. I forgot. Sacred Reich and Carcass. Carcass is here. Gonna be in Denver, so I'm thinking about going to that one too. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. We'll let you know. If I don't, I can't do a live stream because of the YouTube channel, because I gotta have so many subscribers. I have to have so many likes and active views or something like that. I don't know what their criteria is, but anything you can do, that'll help. So hopefully, maybe I can do that and have a little, just snippet of some of that stuff, and that way you guys can enjoy a little bit of that. And maybe later on, if they give us permission to do like the whole thing, that'd be even better. That'd be cool. That we can kind of check them out before you go. If you're gonna plan on going to the show, you get psyched to go for the live concert, because you know that the live stuff is way better than just listen to the music or listen to a video, right? I mean, because you had that thunder, that thump, and that pounding, and that just boom, 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 boom. You know, do 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 with the guitar and all this other stuff, the drums and everything. You know what I'm talking about. If you've ever been to a really good concert, you'll definitely know. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. Like and subscribe. Voice of metal, or I should say, head bang the hell out of that like button, okay? And the subscribe, because we know we need that to make it huge, people.